All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully the mic I sound decent. Let's see. Let's see if I can hear myself. All right, I gotta wait because of a little delay. All right, I sound fine. Okay, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405. I'm just a regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. Whoa, it's been a minute. I know. We will get to it. We'll be streaming some more Crimson Desert this week. I've been caught up into the playoffs into the playoff race and NBA, locked in on my Thunder. Man, because this race has been really tight. Want to see if the Thunder can hold on to get the 1 seed. So we have the late game. So like last night, played the Lakers. Game wasn't over until like 12 o'clock midnight Central Time. So I was like, I wasn't going to stream then. So anyway, regardless of that, I've been kind of locked up with that, doing some other stuff, stuff with the wife, going out, doing stuff like that. And then I've been playing the hell out of Crimson Desert. I said I was going to start streaming more of that. I'm going to get back to doing that here. Hopefully if we can beat the Clippers tonight, then there's only 2 games remaining before we get to the playoffs. And at that time I can start streaming and doing all that other stuff until we get ready for playoff time. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I know it's been a little bit, but we got some things to discuss. First, I guess I'm going to start off talking about like the Halo thing right now. Because I've been in and out. I've seen some of the things that was going on. We'll get into Xbox here in a second, or here in a minute or so. But I want to talk about this Halo stuff, right? That's been going on. I was just watching Dustin's video. I think his video, there was a few days ago or something like that, but I just got finished watching it not too long ago. Because I've been seeing more and more stuff rep up about Halo, and there's a lot of disgruntled former Halo developers. And man, I'm telling you, I can't recall it if there was this type of dysfunction going on with Crackdown 3 dropped. I knew that there was some development issues, and then they brought in the one gentleman that formerly was a part of that worked on Halo, and I can't think of his name right off the bat right now. But what up with you, Stanley? What's going on with you, Verge? What's happening, guys? Thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're familiar, come up in here. Thank you. Share this out. I've gone live just out the blue. You know how I do this. Anyway, but and if you also new, man, hey, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. I do drop content, sometimes not as regularly as a lot of others, but I still drop content. You'll never see me go 6, 7, 8 months without dropping some content. You might see me a week or so not drop anything, and then I'll come back and then I'll get back in rhythm. But you'll always get some content from me, no doubt about it. So, also, if you like comments and you want to drop comments, stuff like that, I definitely like the back and forth, the feedback from you guys as well. So anyway, going back with that, I can't think of the guy's name right now, but the gentleman's name that was formerly part of Halo came back to 343 Studios to work on Halo Infinite after that whole situation was going on. But he worked on Crackdown 3 beforehand, and Crackdown 3 was left incomplete. And then the same thing kind of happened with Halo Infinite. Even though I really enjoyed Halo Infinite, I enjoyed Crackdown 3. I thought the story with Crackdown 3 was awesome. The biggest problem was with Crackdown 3 was the multiplayer aspect of it, which has a lot of potential, a lot of promise. I really was what's going on with you, Yobi? I really was excited about what can be done with the multiplayer. Now, was the multiplayer on Crackdown 3 anywhere near what we seen when they first showed it off? Absolutely not. But it showed the potential of what it could be going forward if there was a team that could stay behind Crackdown 3. And we definitely would have got that going into this generation with what we seen, what they kind of showed us, or what the promise of it was. But didn't come out to be anything like that when Crackdown 3's multiplayer did drop, but it was still absolutely fun. It still is available. You just have to have 6 players or more to jump in on Crackdown 3. Haven't played Crackdown 3 in a little bit, but the last time we played it, it was early last year, and we had enough people to hop in, and it was fun. It was still a blast to play. But anyway, going from there to this point, Halo Infinite, you could tell there was a lot of incomplete stuff in there. And when I was saying the things that kind of annoyed me was just the cutouts of stuff that the events that happened in Halo 5. Like, I mean, if people skipped Halo 5 because of ratings or listening to content creators that didn't like Halo 5 for whatever dumbass reason, in my opinion, other than just movement spacing and stuff like that. Like I said, that's a dumbass reason. Or they wanted just chief only, dumbass reason again. And all that kind of weird shit that some of these Halo fans, these supposed to be purist Halo fans, acted like about Halo 5. And so there was a lot of people who didn't play Halo 5 or Halo Wars 2, did not get an opportunity to know anything in the events of what was going on in Halo Infinite, because it was in some cases lazily done, in my opinion. Like, I mean, you would get these data pads if you was looking to try to, achieve hunt, or if you just wanted to know the lore of things that happened before Halo Infinite, and you didn't really get that. And then you seen the stuff that was, I know that me and Don seen the leaks of what was going on that was cut out, and understandably, like they were on a deadline, so of course there's not going to be everything cut in, but there was just some things that were just unnecessarily crazy to cut out that gave the opportunity to at least tell you a little bit about what was going on in between, from let's say if you played Halo 4 to jump into Halo Infinite, and so you can get some kind of understanding. But other than that, it was left incomplete. And then, like, for every other opportunity that when we seen how big the world was going to be, and then there was there was an area that you couldn't get to that you was like, oh well, that's going to be DLC, because of you hearing it wasn't so much rumors. They were saying that they were going to be dropping DLC, and then everything started crashing down. So the same thing that happened with Crackdown 3, it happened with Halo Infinite. And so then you had people that was disgruntled. They talked about management, things of that nature at 343. And then it turned into, now you're hearing like half a dozen people that is on LinkedIn, and they're just dropping tea. Like, they're just talking about the dysfunctions that's going on with Halo Studios right now, or happened then. Being in charge of a big studio, I'm sure, is not the most easiest thing to do. I mean, we've heard these nightmares. And matter of fact, I think those rumors are popping up again that's going on with Naughty Dog. So it's not like this is just only predicated to 343, just the three. Well, I should say Halo Studios now. But it just also shows how tough this stuff is. And the one thing about it is that if you have a group of people that are just hell-bent on wanting the game to be a certain way and not listen to criticism, or not listen to other people in the staff that's trying to tell you that this might be the different thing, that or the third, whatever. I mean, I'm not a developer, but I can just understand, just for the standpoint of when you read what some of these developers are saying, if they're being harassed, blacklisted, all this other stuff, that's not a good look for the studio. And that harms the game. Even though Halo Infinite is not a bad game whatsoever, there has not been a bad Halo game out there. There may have been lesser than great Halo games out there. That's with any franchise. But we have not, even the twin shooters, they're not bad games. There's not been a bad Halo game dropped. But with that being said, though, the appeal of Halo isn't there like it once was. And some people can bring it up to the fact of, well, it started with Halo 4. I would totally disagree with you. It was going in the right direction, if you ask me. It started with Halo 5, because they went, no, this is where it's supposed to go. Because when you did when 343 first got fully in control. They wanted to make Chief more grounded, more human, more, more a sympathetic type of character, not just a walking 80s movie hero to where it had no emotion, just a kick-ass machine, say one-liners, and then we're out. Like that at one particular time, it was this, that, and the third. Now it's crazy because the media dog-walked how Halo's direction was in certain cases. Well, I should say the gaming media, because the gaming media gave Halo 4 a lot of praise for that, but it was gaming content creators that shitted on Halo 4 because of whatever weird reason. I think it was more so for the multiplayer aspect of it, because it was kind of Call of Duty-esque at the time. But it grounded Chief. It made Chief more human. And then when you evolved and get into Halo 5, where there was this evolution of the game to where now we're bringing in new members. We're introducing a whole new Spartan team. And then also you get to play with Blue Team. And then now there's new villains on top of everything, and then it's building. And then when you play Halo Wars 2, then you get a full grasp of the Banish and Atriox and all of it. Like the way that they were building the story, they were starting to build Halo into a saga, to something like a Star Trek, like a Star Wars. Like you have the big guy, but you also have everybody else that's around that's just as badass. Maybe not to the level of Chief, but yes, everybody can start picking and choosing. Like if a person is a big fan of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you can still love Skywalker, but you got Obi-Wan Kenobi, or you have somebody else that's in the wings. Like and that's how a saga, a universe of telling storytelling and all that, that's how it's supposed to be. It's not like everybody should just want like one particular thing. And it's the same kind of thing while content creators shitted on Halo for going in this direction, they gave praise to God of War because they were going a different direction. They were giving somebody else outside of Kratos. And to me, that just didn't make any goddamn sense to me, to why people would sit there and shit on something on trying to grow a franchise instead of just kind of keep it the same old. And these would be the same people that would complain about Halo and not keeping it about Chief, but then yet they will brag and love about the evolution of what's going on. If they're watching anime, if they're watching mangas like Dragon Ball Z and shit, and seeing the evolution of Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and so forth, right? Like in Piccolo, and then you just like looking and saying, oh, I like this character, like that character. Oh, because I've always kind of been a Vegeta fan over Goku, just because I've been waiting for Vegeta to get to that. Well, I'm mostly Gohan. I want Gohan to be ultimate, but when it came to Goku and Vegeta, you got the love for Goku, no doubt. Goku is the GOAT, but then you want Vegeta to get to that level to where he surpass Goku just for a moment, just to know like what he can achieve, right? Like. And so like when you look at this in Halo, you got people that will complain and just constantly just say, I just want Chief to be this, and everything else is beneath that. And that just takes away from when you can have epic stories and bring in more into the game. I've talked about this for years. I will continue to talk about this, but for people who's heard me make this complaint, you definitely know where I stand on this. Like, grow the saga. But anyway, so again, Halo Infinite, it didn't do better than Halo 5, and I hate that, because I want every Halo to succeed and to do better than the last Halo. But the reality of it was that the one thing that if people could not get over the story of Halo 5, they enjoyed the hell out of the Halo 5's multiplayer. And then to kind of avoid that, to kind of treat Halo 5 as the redheaded stepchild when it was one of the biggest Halos of all time. You know what I mean? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Especially of how popular the multiplayer was. And to not put in Warzone into it. And if you and like I said, I haven't played Halo Infinite in a while. So I know that there was some talk about that they were going to bring it into the Forge. I'm pretty sure that it might be it might be something of that sort in there. I don't know. I haven't checked. But to put it in Forge and not to put it into a into the game itself from the developers is just wild to me. Like, I mean, if you know what I'm saying, if it's in Forge, it's in Forge. But I'm talking about like naturally put it in there. Regardless of the old aesthetic that you gave the characters and stuff like that. And I understand like they've put in a whole different lot, because I did the last time that I played Halo was the last time I got the Team Osiris armor, and so I had to get locked. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, other than that, like it's just to me is that there was just too many people in the room that wanted to have full control of how Halo should be played and looked at and viewed. And there was just too much influence of them wanting to thinking that we're taking Halo back to the old school, to the way that it was going to bring the glory days back. Absolutely not. These kids, these younger adults are not going to give two shits about going back to playing, to power walking. Can't, you know what I'm saying, got to use these different type of buttons to aim, assist, and stuff like that. It's totally different. Halo cannot do what the one endless PC game that usually is like number one all the time. Like, it's just classic. I mean, they've done enough changes to the game or whatever over the years, but still, Halo is in a different place. So yeah, I do think that Arsha should definitely look into what's going on with all these issues. Get the brand back. Like, I like the whole fact of them going to Unreal Engine 5. I hate that because I thought Slipspace was the game was beautiful. What held it back to me was the old aesthetic. Like, I mean, to bring back that old ass ugly looking aesthetic just didn't complement what Slipspace could do. Like when you've seen like the cut scenes and things like that, you've seen the potential into the engine, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like when they were doing like especially with the villains and like the lighting and all that, like the Slipspace was a badass engine, but to not utilize every bit of that engine and kind of change the look, the vibe of how the game is going, how the games look like they've kind of evolved in each Halo game. That was the biggest problem to me. I think that was the thing that set it back, and that's why they're going to Unreal Engine 5, which will look beautiful. I know what the Halo remake looks like, and definitely I'm going to play it. And especially now that they're going to have like running and clamoring, and yes, so I'm all in on that, and I look forward to it. Like, I mean, I'm a Halo fan. I love Halo, man. Like, it's one of my favorite franchises, so I'm not ever going to give up on it. I just don't know if Halo will ever get back to that stance, and it doesn't have to. It just has to, but it has to understand that it needs to evolve as a franchise and not just keeps catering to the same one protagonist. And I know a lot of you listeners that follow me, y'all feel the same way. Like, it just needs to be different. Yes, Elite. Halo 5 is freaking amazing still. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, it holds the best two Halos to hold up is Halo 4, Halo 5. You go and you play Halo 4 right now. Put it, you know what I'm saying, off the backwards compatibility list, or just go and try to play it off of the Master Chief Collection. Man, that game still holds up graphically, and the same does for Halo 5. Those games look incredible. Now, like I said, Halo Infinite looks great. For what the developers did to make that game look great with that old ugly ass aesthetic when it first launched that first year. Like, I mean, that's a testament of how good and how great 343 Halo Studios are. Those developers are, contractors, all the people that worked on the game. Kudos to them. But just think about if they made it if they modernized the look like they did for every other Halo going forward, other than I can't think of the one. It's my least favorite Halo. It was just a little add-on. Pretty much, it was kind of like the DLC of Halo, but whatever. I can't think of it was the one after Reach, and it was between Reach and Halo 4. But I mean, that looked old and like it was time to move on from Halo after when you played that Halo. But then when it got to Halo 4, like Halo 4, just, I mean, my God, like it to me, Halo 4 is still the best looking Halo of all time. That's just my opinion. It's stunning. And so Halo 5 looks great too. Like, yeah, man, the cinematic scenes, oh my God, this is so good. Anyway, let's see. Fire 343 said Fire 343 forever. Rich Healy says they lie, they slow, and they're bad at writing. Though no, I see. It was just like what I was saying in the beginning about this. Like I said, I can't remember what dude's name is. I used to say his name back to back. I sit there and I spoke with him at one time about Crackdown 3. And he assured that Crackdown 3 was going to continue to keep worked on, but then he jumped on another project, and then Crackdown 3 was gone. He cut so much out on Halo Infinite that's why the story felt incomplete. And that was like, and again, he was under time restraints. And so again, there can't be a whole bunch of fault on him for that. But the things that they cut out, like when you see all the things that they cut out in Halo Infinite, like it's mind blowing. Like there was so much more extra story to be revealed and to be told. It was crazy. But anyway, ODST, thank you so much, Winter Soldier. Shoulder? Is it Winter Soldier? Shoulder? Anyway, he says, I get sick of all the people that just cannot let Halo change at all. I don't want to play same game over and over. And that's what I'm saying, Elite. It's not like the thing of what you see, like even when you play God of War, right? You know who the main protagonist is, who the main badass is, and that's Kratos. But then you got Atriox, well, I think not Atriox. I'm sorry. I forget the kid's son's name right now. But you got his son, and his son is Atreus. I think that's his name. His son is Atreus. His son is badass. Like he was annoying at first in the first one. Then he gets badass and becomes like a rebel teenager, like a teenager will do, shit like that. And then he's coming the badass. Now, I don't know because I haven't beat Ragnarok, so I don't know how that all played out at the end, but he grows on you, because even after 18, like as annoying as he was in the beginning of that, and I'm just like, oh my God, this isn't it. But he grows on you. And then it's like, okay, all right, I could dig it. But they're giving you options, right? Like Gears got it. You know what I'm saying? Like Marcus cannot live forever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have his son, you have his son and his son and his crew, and the evolution of a game. That's what it's. Now, again, I know that they're coming back with a prequel, and you can do things like that. Like if you want to come back and do like a prequel, like I've said this before. Me and Don's came up with these ideas forever about like the best way to want to try to do this, to kind of start this over, to do is to have people get off your back about like it's chief if it comes to where you doing different Spartans, is have you start over from the very beginning to when the Covenant comes in, and then you could create your own character. That way you ain't have to worry about dealing, because people are not going to bitch about their own Spartan being created and being a part of the universe. And then you can have that type of game out. You could have Halo Wars. You could have something with Chief. You could have something with a different unit. You know what I'm saying, with a different Spartan unit, and just grow the franchise beyond measure. And you could do different genres. Like, you know what I'm saying, Halo Wars is an RTS. You got a regular like Halo for what you got now, because like I said, like now the way that they did Halo Infinite, I love that. I think it's great having an open world Halo. Then you can go back to kind of like the old school Halo, and then you can have a third over the person Halo. You can have, there's so many ways. Like Warhammer does it better than anybody when it comes to their franchise. They do every goddamn. They even got a Twisted Metal type of game out there. Like it's crazy. But you know what I'm saying? And so nobody's saying that 343 need to go that deep, but man, they could do a whole bunch of good things with that franchise, and that's and you know what I'm saying, and that's something that needs to happen. Oh shit, what did I do? Oh, that was crazy of me. Anyway, um, I don't know where that went. Oh man. Anyway, that's okay. That's cool. I can sit there and just go look from. That was so weird how that changed. Okay, there we go. I have to look for that. All right. But yeah, that's exactly what needs to be done. Like it's just, you know, and I feel you guys a whole bunch on that. Like you get sick of that type of stuff, right? So Halo Harold, let's see, it says right. He said Halo Hell Jumper. I don't remember the name. Oh, the other must be talking about something else. Yeah, Joseph Staten. Yes, that's his name. That's his name. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, that I'm like saying, like, I mean, yes, he's great at what he did at the time, but then like him coming in and fixing stuff, and I mean, listen, it might have been an absolute disaster. So I'm not going to just go all out and say that he's just bad at what he does, but but the way that he left both Crackdown 3 and Halo Infinite was like, holy shit, and that's unfortunate for because he may have to he was the one to make the decisions on making the cuts. And you know what I'm saying, and if there was on a timeline, but I mean, just to cut everything out like that was just insane to me. Anyway, um, okay, so he's like Atreus. He said, I'm talking about like Kratos. He says this changed the whole plot. The mother was huge. Okay, so he says, imagine Halo Infinite DLC where Jerome comes out of nowhere and saves Chiefs. Yes, like that's what I'm saying. Like it, it was all to me going the right direction when it came with Halo 4 and then went to Halo 5, then went to Halo Wars 2. Like everything, like you had an imposing villain, like one of the best villains. Every time that I'd seen Atriox, I was excited. I was like, yo, what is he plotting now? What is this big ass brute trying to do now? Like intimidating, like have all these factions working for him, even from when they were when I was reading like early scripts and stuff. Like that's how deep I was getting into it before Halo Infinite came out, where they were like, there were going to be because also in Halo Wars 2, they were talking about that there was humans that defected from the from there was humans that joined the Banished, and that's what was supposed to be in the fights and stuff like oh my, like could you imagine seeing like Spartans or like, that defected, like bro, like oh golly. But see, again, they got plenty of time to do this stuff. Like I don't know when we're going to see another Halo, like because there's supposed to be a new Halo supposed to be dropping, but I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's not going to be endless if you keep on catering to one particular character. I don't, and I'm at this point. I'm really kind of sick and tired of hearing the same group of people constantly always saying that the game that Chief is Halo. No, he's not. He's probably the greatest, the most memorable character in Halo, but he's not the. I mean, some people could argue maybe saying Cortana or oh, well, I can't think of her name right now. The chick that sit there and that created Cortana and started to help Hosley setting up the program and all that. Like I don't know, man. Like there's so much about Halo that I love, but there's so many things about with how they developed this game is just wild to me, because it's just like, hey, let's venture out, man. Let's go ahead and let's venture this shit out. Like let's, you know, because I mean, when you seen the TV series, they were venturing out and people were bitching about that. Like, I mean, so really you would just want the show just to be particularly about like, come on now, stop it. Anyway. But yeah, something has to be done. I do agree with Dustin on that. Like, Arsha has to go out there, maybe personally, and see what the hell is going on within Halo, and just make sure that's a tighter ship. hopefully that the people that's in charge now can is rectifying that ship. And probably they let, and some of these people that have been complaining, they could have been probably cancerous as well. Who knows? Like, I mean, it's the same thing that's kind of what's going on with the whole Naughty Dog situation. So we don't know. We really don't know. All I can tell you is that, like, when you have too many people saying that there's bad things happening, then shit needs to be changed. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So, just wanted to say that. Yeah, I did hear that, Verge. I'm about to get into that right now, talking about Xbox, and then about like its identity, its footing. I'm going to jump to that right now. Okay, and I said this, from the very beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what this new head of Xbox is going to be. Is she going to be just a foot soldier for AI? For the AI content? Is she really going to be out here pushing her agenda for Xbox? Like I said, I don't know. I do wish her well. I want her to succeed because I'm an Xbox fan. But again, like I said, I don't know what to expect. So far, in the beginning of them, when I said that, then I'm saying we're hearing good things, but hearing good things and having actions is a lot different. So now we're hearing more stuff. There's been a little bit of actions happening, and it's in a positive direction. I know that I'm loving the aspect of them doing the backwards compatibility, polling of what kind of games. There's some games there that I'm banking on. I voted on, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh damn, it only got like maybe 100. 40, like 90s. There was one particular game that I was really excited about, and it only had like 30. It only had like 30 votes, which also tells me this too. There's a lot of people who hasn't played a lot of these games, right? And that's fine. It's not saying I haven't played every 360 game either, or OG Xbox game. But again, like when you got people that's voting for games that's already in that's like in backwards compatibility. Like I was like, and they blocked it out after so long. I think in the very beginning it wasn't, but there was one particular game. Oh no, they got remasters of those games. That's what it was, not the backwards compatible. I was wrong. They got remasters of those games. And you can buy those games. Like I'm like, you can buy those games, but you want the old 360 or OG Xbox version? You can. They just did a remaster for that game. That game is on. Usually those games kind of are on sale. So anyway, I was cracking up on some of those votes, but of course, I'm rallying for lips. Listen, anybody from Xbox staff that's listening, hey, your boy, we need those lips to be there through backwards compatibility. Mike's ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my 360's here, but you know what? It would be grass. I could sit there and I could just turn on Little Man in the front room and sit there and then, hook up my mics and we can just have lips go right through the series consoles. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then without no problem, just go right through it. But I am about lips. So let's go ahead and get those added in there. But I love the fact that the Wolverine, like I was very, very, very happy about the old, the X-Men, some of the X-Men. I know the Wolverine game that got a lot of votes. I was very surprised for all the high votes for the 50 Cent, for both 50 Cent's games. I know that one is backwards compatible, but you got to have the disc. It doesn't you can't get it digital. I'm pretty sure because of I think maybe it might have been delisted, like if you try to buy it through a digital store or something like that, maybe. But you can still get the disc. But man, hell, you go look for it. That game's like $80. I think the cheapest I seen was like $80, $60 to $80, and then I seen it as high as $200, something like that. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't that. I know the game was cool, but damn, it ain't that cool. I seen some votes for Wet, which I definitely would love to see. Where I got Wet right here. Matter of fact, pause for those out there that got a dirty mind. But if nobody has never played this game controls was crazy, but this game was badass, man. This game was badass. And if you could get this and bring this back in backwards compatibility, And so I don't even have to open this package, bro, because that's why I haven't jumped on and played it yet, because I'm just holding on to it. That would be a win. So yeah, bring that game back too. You know, I don't expect. I mean, I got a whole bunch of 360 games that I went when they were discontinuing the store. I went ahead and I don't think that they'll bring this game back. I just don't. But that'd be great. This is still Battalion if you can't see the screen, but whatever. But yeah, still Battalion. You know, and I mean, if they could sit there and bring some of those 360 games back that required that you could somehow use to connect in some way, that would be dope. Or well, maybe not with the series, but with this new console, if they had something that you could use to connect, you could hook the connect to it, and you could play some of those old 360 games, Dance Central, like I said, Lips, just constantly some of those guys. Man, come on, man, it's a win. But anyway, I digress. You said Elite said he wants Wet and the Riddick games. Oh yeah. But I thought no. I remember I bought the Riddick games. They had them on sale before they closed the 360 Market Store. They had those on sale, both games on sale for, I think, for $12. I was all over them, so I picked those bad boys up. Yeah, but the Riddick games, yes, definitely. Let's see. Yeah, what's going on, Donkey Kongo? Banana, that's a great name. Yes. The Eternals, I picked that up too on the 360 store. That would be great. That needs to be backwards compatibility, yes. Oh, is it still on the PlayStation 3 store? Oh, that's cool. So yeah. Let's see. He says, I hope AI can take a racing gamer and remaster it to change the car logos to bypass licenses. Oh shit. Anyway, he says fans has been waiting forever. Listen, man, I the Wolverine game, the X-Men Dimension game, which I bought that too. I think I got the disc. It's in the closet because I got a whole bunch of 360 games that I picked up from eBay, picked up at local brick and mortar stores. When I went to Michigan and hung out with some fam out there, there was a little brick and mortar store that was out there by a college, and I went in there and I picked up about 7-8 games. I was almost about to pick up a Switch 2 up in there because they had a used Switch 2 in there, and I was like, oh no, wait. Now I'm over here thinking oh shit, I might have to go pick one up before they increase the price. But anyway, regardless of that, I mean, these are great things. The input that she's asking, I like the polls that she was bringing up in the beginning. There's she's talking with people amongst things. Those type of things are very positive. Those things get you to believe some of the things that she's saying about wanting to rebuild the Xbox culture again. Because like I was saying, Xbox seems Microsoft is on this demon arc back. They look like they're back not being friendly like they used to be. So therefore, they're kind of stepping away from some of these content creators and journalists and things of that nature, and just kind of doing their own thing. So now she's trying to bring this back. FanFest is an incredible thing to have back. That right there was very, very positive. I'm very happy for them doing that again. It just builds the community even further. I love that. I love FanFest, man. I couldn't tell you how impressive that was. I was invited to go to the one last year that was just kind of fan made, and I couldn't make it because I had a surgery. So I was down to go, and then I had a minor surgery that I had to take care of. Well, it wasn't surgery; it was something that I had to deal with a doctor and shit. So, but so I couldn't go. So I was there. It's kind of a surgical procedure, but nothing like that, nothing crazy. But yeah, but I couldn't make it. So them doing this and bringing this back, that's a win. That is an absolute win. I'm totally stoked about that. Totally stoked about that. Also, the thing about the exclusives, right? Like, all right, so we're still in the dark on all of this. We do not know. Yes, the Soul Calibur games, the DOA volleyball games. Oh, I seen them freakazoids, man. Yes, if they're gonna go by the number of votes, we will definitely get a DOA volleyball game. We'll definitely get the DOA, the Dead or Alive volleyball, extreme volleyball for sure, because that got a lot of votes. Soul Calibur games, there was a Soul Calibur 5 and Soul Calibur, was it Soul Calibur 4 and 5 that got they had good, yeah, and there was people that voted for Soul Calibur 2. I'm like, yo, that's already out. Like, yeah, it was nuts. Like, that's what I'm saying. There were some things that people just voted on stuff that's already, that you can get now and play on the series. But anyway, but yeah, the DOA games for sure. Yeah, like the backwards compatible, bringing that back. I mean, and they talked about that they were working on that because that was going to be a part of what they were wanting to implement into Project Helix. So that was a really good look. But the exclusive thing. All right, so let's get into that. All right, so it's still I still haven't seen anything from PlayStation just coming out and saying that they are taking all of their single player games away from PC. Because obviously they're not taking all of their games away from PC because the new Kena is going to be on PC. And I know that they don't. I don't think they own the studio that's going to be doing Project Soul? Not Project Soul. Phantom Zero. And so Phantom Zero is going to be on PC. So if it's just going to be their first party, like Soros and Wolverine. And then like, let's just say, Ghost of Yotai. Well, that's just 3 games. And yeah, Wolverine should do fine by itself. Phantom Zero is going to be on PC. Soros, we'll see. I don't even know how Returnal actually overall did on PlayStation by itself. Like, I mean, I know that Returnal came on PC, and I don't think it did like outstanding. But again, my whole point about that, with the whole PlayStation thing, which is still rumored. Well, I know that Kena's not a first party, but again, like it's still, Wolverine should be fine. Ghost of Yotai did good. But the problem has always been is that the reason why they don't get the same numbers that they project is because those games don't come out day and date. Like if they came out, let's say they came out a month after, those games would still sell a hell of a lot more than if you're waiting 6 to 8 months, because at that point you don't know what else is dropping at that time. In order for you to change whatever that you're playing, whatever that they're dropping. So like again, if you wait a year or 2 to drop Wolverine on PC, well, everybody's already seen everything that there is. There's going to be pirating. Don't hate the messenger, but we just know what it is. There'll be that. There also will be people that just will lose interest. Like especially, and let's just say that Wolverine, right? Like, the gaming media is going to glaze. They're even if the game is just average, right? Because they glazed over Spider-Man 2. And then now when you start getting people to be honest about it, they say Spider-Man 2 didn't live up to the expectation, right? So, you get that too, to where if you get content creators that'll come out and just say like, man, Wolverine is dope after 10 hours. And then after that, like it just comes to be a repetitive, same old, the same template type shit game. It plays like Spider-Man with Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like there'll be their points to where it's really, really dope, but then yet it'll be so similar to everything else that you play at PlayStation for that particular type of genre of game or whatever, right? So if that happens, then you get more PC gamers that will lose interest. But if you bring that game and drop it day and date, drop it, or at least a month after, then you're still going to have a lot of excitement, and there's going to be people that's going to have FOMO that's going to want that game regardless. I mean, that's what happened with me with Spider-Man too. Like the FOMO hit me. Like I'm like, oh, I got to get it. 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 And then I played it, and I put in what, I don't know, 35 hours into it, whatever, something like that. 25, 35 hours into it, like it, but I haven't beat it, and it doesn't have the same gravity as 18 or Miles Morales to me. So it's kind of crazy. But anyway, going from what I'm talking about with PlayStation to Xbox, if they reverse course with some of their games, I mean, like I said, the logical thing for what Xbox should do is keep about 10 to 20%. I'll just say 10% of their games exclusive. Well, to exclusive, a console exclusive, and put it on PC. You know what I'm saying? PC, Xbox, that should be anonymous. You know, I mean, unanimous, right? Not anonymous, unanimous, right? Like that. None of that garbage is where people still say it's not an exclusive, whatever the hell that is, right? And you keep like 7 to 10%, 7 to 20% of those games exclusive, and everything else drops on everything else, you're still winning. You're still winning because you're still getting revenue from PlayStation, Nintendo, and also you're still getting revenue from people for buying games off of PC. And if you're dropping some of these games on mobile. That's the winning ticket. That's what I thought the winning ticket was going to be. But when they brought the whole thing about Project Latitude, which I did not like, but I made it clear I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I can still turn on my Xbox and I can still play my games. Yeah, I don't like the whole premise of it, but listen, Xbox has made the decision, so here we are. Well, if they're going to revert back, this is my thing. This is my theory. If PlayStation is going to revert back to not putting their first party on PC, which most likely will be their big budget single player titles, then Xbox has every right to do the same thing. The question is will they? And I don't know. Pandora's box is already open. But again, PlayStation, I still haven't heard anything officially from PlayStation. I've heard nothing but just from content creators and from journalists saying rumors or they assume or something of that nature that PlayStation is going to do this. I think maybe what PlayStation will do is kind of revert their bigger single player titles to do what they did beforehand by taking 2-3 years and then dropping that game to try to maximize as much generated sales for PlayStation and for you see how many consoles will get bought for that particular big budget title, and then eventually put it on PC a couple of years later. So then you can have PlayStation gamers sit there and say, it's been 2 or 3 years, and so it shouldn't matter. That's where I think it goes. I just don't see, because again, now if you start hearing rumblings about Nexus being taken away, going Sony, disband that studio or something like, or they send Nexus to do other things, work on other type of games and things like that, then we'll start that they're not going to be putting it on PC or something like that. Then maybe there's going to be some true traction. Other than that, I still think that this is speculation. I still do. But because of the fact that they know that with Xbox having this new console, that Xbox gamers will be able to play PlayStation games. And so maybe Sony is not liking that situation of not wanting, because they want to keep the console war fueled. Let's not have this kumbaya. This is, our games is still premium and should only be played on PlayStation. Okay, great. All that. But see, there's a big difference now. Because this has been a really bad generation for PlayStation. I don't care. You can talk about the 90 plus million consoles sold, all this and all that. I said this a few years back. This is, if you compare last gen to this gen, it is a dog walking of how bad this gen is compared to PlayStation's last gen. There can be nobody making that damn excuse. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing for me is, PlayStation still gets love from the same kind of, you got the same kind of content creators, and then you got some people from the media, but it's not like it was last gen or going into the very first 2 years of the PlayStation generation, PlayStation 5 generation, to where they got the same kind of like over uh just overwhelming love for just anything the PlayStation did. They're not getting that same type of vibe anymore because this generation has been very disappointing. It's very disappointing. So if PlayStation wants to try to revert, and thinking like, well, they need to go back to the roots, keep those games, and make sure that this new Xbox players are not able to play PlayStation games on through the PC and not buy a PlayStation, then okay, then Xbox needs to revert back to. If PlayStation does that, then Xbox needs to revert back to doing that. Well, no, you don't get the new Gears, you don't get the new Fable, you don't get whatever upcoming, you don't get Skyrim. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't when there's another update to new Starfield, I should say, or or a new Overwatch, because Overwatch did not do well on PlayStation at all. So again. And I don't know if because I think Ghost of Yotai was popping up around there. Then Call of Duty was around that time too. So yeah, and then there was some other games. Yeah, no, so again, Xbox needs to just get back to the fundamentals with, like I said, 7 to 20%. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just say 7 to 15%, and then everything else can just go over there and just be on everything else. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I don't know. It's still rumor. I know that there's other content creators out there that may have broke it down a little bit further. We'll see. I just think that when you have these titles and when Xbox is bringing out the content that they're doing, it feels like to me that they're saving PlayStation more than they're being competition towards it. And I understand that the old staff looked at PlayStation as more of Microsoft itself looks at like PlayStation as like a little brother, like, you know what I'm saying? Compare company to company, as though like console fans look at Sony as big brother and Xbox as little brother, right? You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact of Nintendo is ahead of Xbox and PlayStation as well, console wise. But when you're looking at the business, Amazon and everything else, all the big companies are much more of a threat to Microsoft. Sony is not a threat to Microsoft whatsoever in that spect of things. So I understood when they would say that, but in the scheme of things, this is another reason why the community gets so caught up and get lost, because they feel that, hey, you know what? I've been an Xbox gamer and I've been a content creator or just a fan of Xbox, and I just feel that Xbox is doing too much on wanting to be everybody's friend while everybody's over there looking at Xbox and treating them and their fan base, because then you still have the media, you still have content creators that just still continue to shit on being an Xbox fan. So that's kind of like where they at, and then Xbox has to build that community back, because I feel like I said, I'm not going to follow the pathway of everybody else. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere, but you did see a lot of people that would speak out about certain things towards Xbox. They just do not. They don't say anything. So they don't say anything like they used to. And now they're starting to, because they're hearing all the right things that's triggering to make Xbox fans excited. And that's fine. Because that's what it's about, is excitement. Let me see what this. He says, what do you have after Intergalactic next year? Oh, that must be they're talking to somebody else. So it says, Gunk was good. Listen, I came into playing Gunk, was like, I'm going to give it some run. I'm going to see how I like it. And I found myself playing it until I beat it. I really enjoyed Gunk. I thought it was dope. In fact, I bought it twice. I got it on Xbox, of course, and then it became I don't know if it was already a Play Anywhere title. I think it became a Play Anywhere title. I can't remember, but I played it on my Xbox, and then it was a Play Anywhere title at some point. And then I played a little bit on my PC, and then I bought it again. I seen it on sale on Steam, and I went in and got it on Steam. I really thought that game was really, really fun. It was way better than I thought. Had a pretty cool story. wasn't overwhelming or nothing like that, but it was cool. The whole premise of it, and then like the puzzles got really crazy especially towards the middle end of some of the things you could do and some of the things you acquire. So yeah, Gunk was dope. Gunk was a really dope game. So we get the Gunk and Redfall exclusive, but all the bangers to PlayStation noted. Stop it. Listen, Redfall had potential, but Redfall, that was atrocious. Like the Redfall thing was bad. Like there was no way that game should have ever got released when it did. It should have got another year delay, in my opinion. Because actually, when you think about it, when they delayed it, when they came back with that next update, like a year and a couple of months later, it was fine. And it would probably have got a 6, 7 from by Metacritics and things like that. It probably would have still got a 6 or a 7 or whatever. But that game would have been playable. People would have liked it. It would have had a cult following. But dropping that game like then, oh my God, yeah, that was bad, didn't it? Yeah, it definitely got mismanaged. Yes, it did. It got yes, Sekiro. It was not a good look. It was not a good look at all. So anyway, but going back to whatever the other good things that Xbox is doing, like, okay, so game output has been outstanding. Game Pass is man, I keep saying this every time I talk about Game Pass, but I mean, this is serious. It's gotten better. Every month is getting better and better. I'm so caught up into matter of fact, let me put in some other gameplay here of Crimson Desert. I got so caught up into Crimson Desert. I'm so caught up into it now that I'm not playing anything else. But the games that Hades 2 and what is it, Azoblum or what I've kind of, it's the game that skipped Xbox or was thought to skip Xbox. I know Dispatch is but I don't think Dispatch is in Game Pass. But the game skipped Xbox. I remember it was a big deal last year or whatever, and a lot of people, I know that Husky and others really thought that game was really cool, and they talked to me and wanted to get it, and I was going to, but I didn't. And I was like, I'm gonna wait for it to see if it drops to like $15, and it never did, so it showed that the game was really popular. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to bite. But lo and behold, here comes Game Pass to the rescue, and so it's sitting there waiting for me to play. I mean, I even picked up, which I'm very happy about that. I did run a match or two, a little gameplay just to see what it looked like. It was the Marvel Maximum something. Oh man, I'll have to look. It was Marvel where it has the old school arcade 4-player. I think on this it might be 6, but it was 4-player multiplayer. Well, it was arcade game of the X-Men game. Then it has Maximum Carnage. It has a Captain America game, which I never played that game. So I'm like, oh wow. So it's like there's a package of a bunch of old school games into it. I picked that up. I touched it, and that was it. The new characters that's dropped on Street Fighter, on Tekken, I ain't touched nothing else. Crimson Desert is all I've been playing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I haven't done, and I even picked up, like I was going to do Fight Night this past Sunday, because I got the final ascension for Giga Bash. Which is like a big Kanju game. And so I picked that up. I was going to do that for Fight Night. And now I think, man, Crimson Desert, man, it's calling you. Just get on there. Just keep on there. Just get back on here. And that's all I've been playing. So again, but Game Pass has gotten better and better and better. They got like the Resident Evils on there. It's insane how great that service is. And so much so, like, I don't know, like I've seen some people talk, because there's been other things. I'm watching more about world politics and sports and stuff like that. But But I haven't seen so many people talk shit about Game Pass here last few months, just because of the fact, I mean, they really can't. I mean, I still see those where it's still unsustainable, because I think they picked up from some developer. I think from was maybe Baldur's Gate 3 or something, like, I can't remember what that was. I know I read that a few weeks ago, that Game Pass is unsustainable. They've been saying that for what, a decade now? Game Pass is still here. They said that about EA's service. They said that about Ubisoft service. They said that about Netflix. They said this about Hulu. They said this about whatever. These services are still here. Obviously, there's enough people paying for these services to have them continue. I know that when they raised the price to $30, yeah, that got a lot of people pissed off. I know my boy Viper, he canceled, and he said it was just going to be strictly PC. Okay. And that's fine. And so when I'm trying to gift him a game or something like that, I can't gift it to him because he's hard to gift him something for. Like I'm trying to gift him Assassin's Creed Shadows, tried to gift him Final Fantasy 16, you know what I'm saying, for his birthday and shit. Couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't do it through Steam, couldn't do it. Wow. I was like, okay, I ain't worried about it no more. He said, I was like, you gotta send me something so I can send you a code or something, bro. Like what? Like that's probably my next thing, is just get a code and then just send them the code. That's where we at. But anyway, so yeah, and I'm looking at this, and when I see the people that saying like, look, you don't want to pay the $30, okay, cool, but you gonna skip out on all the rest of the heat that Game Pass is. Okay, let y'all cook. Sapo saying, he says, I still think the Concord would have been a hit, a multiplat. I've talked about Concord before, and I've thought where PlayStation's made the problems at is, you know, they should have presented it as a single player game first, gave it story, like everybody got to play with those characters through that game in some capacity. Then do because they were supposed to do a TV show or something about that, and then bring the multiplayer. I don't know, but I mean, Sony is. I'll talk about Sony here in a hot minute, but I just think, what else to keep going back with Xbox? Everything else that's being said is great. I know Project Helix sounds like a monster. I am thoroughly excited about it. Like I've already got it in my mind. It's $1,000 console. If it's anything less than that, then it's a goddamn win. In my opinion. But if it's going to bring what I think it's going to bring, from what I've heard that what it's going to deliver in, I've already got that mindset that it's going to be expensive, but it's going to be worth everything that because this will be probably the first time in my history of being able, when we're able to buy consoles, will be probably my only console. So, because yeah, once I get the Switch 2, because like I said, I'm gonna try to beat that before they raise the price. I don't have no reason for a PlayStation, even if they lock down their exclusives. I've seen Black Viking posted that once we started hearing those rumors about Wolverine, and like he posted, he was like, Wolverine's gonna be his last game. I might not even care about Wolverine like that. Like PlayStation just don't do it for me no more. Not in the sense, I'm not talking about the game. They still got heat games, right? Like I'm not trying to say that they don't provide some value. They do, but their games don't. I mean, like I'm trying to and I mean Token, right? Like I'm gonna get that on PC. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. Like absolutely not. I'm not worried about it. Like if they again, I'm Ghost of Yotai. Great. I want to play that shit on my PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I said, I can't go back. I can't go back. I just can't go back. I can't go and play something. Like, I mean, okay, so for instance, I don't know, when the next time I stream Crimson Desert, I'll show the new patch of what they showed on Series X, and it's a lot better. It's a lot better. The performance is much better. But But where I like to play it is on my PC. I mean, like, that's the whole beauty of Play Anywhere. So again, I can't go back, man. You can't have me go and I'm seeing The Last of Us, I'm seeing Spider-Man, I'm seeing God of War, I'm seeing PlayStation's greatest hits, I'm seeing Ratchet and Clank and you know, all their great games. And then and even Days Gone and others. And I go there and I go back to playing on my PlayStation and look, I got Death Stranding 2 as well. And bro, no. I ain't no way. Ain't no way. I can't go back. So Wolverine, yes, I would love to play Wolverine, but if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you take away the PC shit, and when the new consoles come, Nintendo ain't gonna be bringing a new console, so I'm not worried about a PlayStation 6. I'm just not. It's just not getting bought. The Xbox is getting bought, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm going to upgrade some stuff on my PC. That's it, Jack. I'm not worried about it after that. I'm not worried about it after that. So PlayStation wants to make that decision. That's fine. I mean, the best smart solution for them is to do their own launcher, their only store launcher. But whatever that they do, it's their decision. I just know what I'm going to do. So, so yeah. So if Xbox wants to go back and revert back to having some exclusives, I'm all for it. I mean, I think that that's the perfect solution. If you know what I'm saying, but if it's all this kumbaya, everybody gets to play everything, then I'm all for that too. But it has to be everybody involved. I mean, Nintendo is just going to do what Nintendo does, so I get that. But if the rumors are true about what PlayStation is trying to do, is want to revert to go back, then fine, stay there in that lane. I'm not worried about it. They don't have the control of the third party like they used to, the second party like they used to. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, another thing for Xbox is also this new form of messaging to where, you know, you get like, I hear you. I don't think that Arsha is going to have the same, you know, it's going to be as, let me see what the right word that I'm trying to use. As like, Phil is always out there, right? And so Phil, he gets the praise, he gets the hate, he gets all that. I don't think Arsha's going to be that. I don't think she's going to be out there like Phil was. Which, in some cases, I've seen a lot of people that would say they wish Phil would just kind of stay in the background a little bit, which I didn't have a problem with Phil coming out and being transparent about stuff. I never had a problem with that at all. I just feel that she's not going to be as upfront like Phil was, and that's a good thing. And that could be a good thing for her, especially her being a woman. The way that some of these sickos are, the way they talk, the way they react, the way that some of these freaks move, then, you know what I'm saying, just for her safety, her, you know what I'm saying, her just to do her job without having some nasty motherfucker out there trying to be all up and say nasty, hateful, sexist things. That's probably just the best solution until maybe hopefully people can become civilized again and just have criticisms without having the extra involved. And so like I see Sekiro saying that she's not going to be friendly. Don't expect responses. And that's fine. Like I don't, and that's what I don't mind if she's more of an ass, you know what I mean? Because we've seen plenty of asshole developers out there and heads, and they'll say something or they don't comment. And if she wants to go the same direction of how like PlayStation does things, well, now I will have a little bit of a pushback if she is like completely quiet and then just do and then not have a response back to the fan base when the fan base is upset. Because PlayStation, they don't give a damn. They just do what they want to, and so I don't want that. But yeah, you're right. Like she doesn't seem like she would be as friendly with the media. And there's times that I wish that Phil did push back on the media like that. And again, I hope she also tells that, I hope she starts telling for people that even if they're bringing their games over to PlayStation, stop with the cuck shit. Like I don't like it. I think it's weird. You know, you sit there and you making Halo, and then you're wearing a Halo shirt. You're wearing a PlayStation shirt. That no, that ain't gonna generate more sales for Halo. Just say it's coming to PlayStation, but make it all. But understand that the base that saved that franchise, that built that franchise, that's made the Xbox franchise is Xbox. That's when you have an Xbox showing, you don't, or whatever. Don't be. We're glad to put this on PlayStation. No, and then when the games that comes out on Xbox, like think about like, well, okay, like Marathon, right? PlayStation wants as many Xbox gamers to buy Marathon than anything, right? Like you're the multiplayer console. Please buy Marathon. Even during their PlayStation shows, they just announce it and keep it pushing. You don't see any PlayStation you don't see PlayStation devs wearing any Xbox shirts and shit like that. Like they still have pride and that's when I agree with people about the pride of being an Xbox gamer, that when you see an Xbox developer wearing a PlayStation shirt, that shit, or during an Xbox developer centric to Xbox gamers, program that's developed that's for Xbox gamers. That, and well, listen, I understand that thing was the Halo. Was that the direct? I can't remember if that was direct or if that was another event. Anyway, regardless of that, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I hope that she don't want to see that either. Because if it's all about bringing in the Xbox community the way it's supposed to be, listen, doing all that play. If the game's coming to PlayStation, cool, it's coming to PlayStation. But all that cucking, no, that shit is unnecessary. I don't like it. I don't like it. I can't stand it. He says, this is how the crowd shifted. First week, she knows nothing. Now this week, they love her and want to get her number. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I take my time, and that's why I was very careful about what I said. I brought up the stuff about like her background with AI and then like you got Sadia and all this talking about like AI ain't slop and all this. Like I don't know what she's going to be. I want her to succeed, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what she's going to be. So therefore, I'm not, just because she's talking good doesn't mean I got to see some action. There's some actions that's happening that she's doing in a positive direction, because that also means because she's green in the field of being in this field, that she's got people around her that's helping her and she's willing to learn. That's a positive, and that's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, if somebody sit there and said, hey, Mega, I need you to come here and help on a certain game or something, like, just like, not develop, but like just give thought on a certain game or something like that. Well, I'm going to ask all types of questions. I'm not going to sit there and come in there because somebody asked me to do this. I want to know everything that there is in between to sit there and to try to help out and to be as good as a helper, instead of coming in there acting like that I'm the boss of some shit because they might want me to direct some ideas into some games like that. That would be just assholish. So therefore, I do commend her with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I like I said, I want her to succeed. I just don't, what I'm saying, I just don't know where it was. But yeah, you're right. Like I definitely had questions. I definitely don't know what the hell to expect. And still to this level, I don't, and still there's still more to be seen, because there's been positive stuff, but I don't know overall, so, and like I said in the video when I first brought up that she was going to be the new head of Xbox, like it's going to take about a year before we actually see any true direction, because other things that's going on is still stuff that's going on from Phil, Sarah, and Matt as well. So there's still some other. So it'll be time. But like I said, she does talk well. I mean, she does bring some good shit up that I do enjoy. I do enjoy listening. I mean, reading. So like I said, and listen, I don't, I don't tend to want to bother anybody. So like I said, like, I mean, I had access to get to hit up Phil, and I didn't, like, only on occasions. You know what I'm saying? Or to hop in the party and play games and talk and all that. Nope. Let that man rest. He got enough as it is. I'm not in here because when I have gone into some of those places and spaces, the glazing and the ass kissing and the asking and the warning and I'm like, man, I'm not here to do that. I mean, like, yeah, I would love to sit there and I want to ask about, hey, you want to come on GRG sometime? That'd be great if you got some time, or an interview or something like that. Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? But man, and I'm like, and it's like for even other big podcasters and shit like that, you be in a room and stuff and you talking and you playing games and shit, and then just you hear people just begging and asking. So I was like, oh man, no, that's why I'm just staying in my own lane. I ain't doing all that ass kissing and no sirree. I'm just here to game, and I'm let these people work and live a little bit. And enjoy what enjoy their time off. Like some people don't turn this shit off. It's crazy. Like I've been in parties at times where I'm just talking to random people. And like I said, it's okay to sit there and talk about gaming and everything because we're gamers and stuff like that. But then when it gets into the gossip and all that other shit, like, can we turn it off? Can we just game and talk shit and have a good time? Can we turn it off? I don't want to hear. I don't care about that right now. What? So anyway, this says that was he said yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yep. Yeah, he said that was some hoe shit. Dude, he says dude was throwing up PlayStation pom poms. Yeah, bro. I didn't like. He's like, Cyberpunk on Mac is $82, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Anyway, okay. Yeah, and I think that sale's still going on. Like, Cyberpunk on Xbox is what? It's between $12 and $19 right now. Like one of the best games ever made, man. God dang, Cyberpunk is fantastic. It didn't start off fantastic, but it was fantastic. Anyway, so I mean, there are some more things. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look. There was a couple of more things I thought. Yeah, well, I'll bring up some more content about stuff about there, what's going on. Hold on, I think this might be it. Hold on. Oh, okay. No. That was about the sunsetting thing. No. That was back. That got corrected. Oh, yeah. That's what it was. I knew that there was something else. Okay, so Jez sent out a report. I think it was Jez. I think it was. If it wasn't Jez, it was somebody from Microsoft Central. I said Microsoft Central, Windows Central. That basically said that Xbox was not done with consoles. Now, Sarah Bond said that, listen, they were going to continue to keep making Xboxes. I've been saying that this is the last Xbox. That is very interesting to hear. And I would be definitely glad to be wrong about that. I would definitely like to be wrong about that for sure. I just felt the way that the situation was, the way that everything was going is that, like, it just makes sense because console numbers has gone down and these console prices is going up. You're pricing out your fan base. And so therefore there's going to be more subscription based like things. And I understand that there's people that say they don't like these things, but if you're in a position to where you want to have access to games and you can, and if games is and if you got developers and people that, not so much developers, but people that these corporate types that keeps telling that's trying to promote gamers to accept the fact that games should be at $100 or $80 or higher. you're tuning the base out. You know what I'm saying? You're tuning a lot of people out. So that's what I'm just kind of looking at the trends of things. It's just like, man, you're just affording people out. Like if we're talking about these consoles coming out, that's going to be coming out here in the next couple of years or so. Next couple of years, we're saying upwards of 800 plus. Like, I mean, listen, I'm going to get into the PlayStation stuff here in a minute, but like, you got a PlayStation Pro that's like $900. You know that the PlayStation 6 is going to be a lot cheaper than the PlayStation Pro. I mean, a lot cheaper, but it's going to be a lot more, a more powerful console than the PlayStation Pro. So therefore, if they're charging you $900 now, the Xbox is claiming to wanting to be the most powerful console that's ever made, and they want to lay a claim to it. Like no PlayStation 7, no PlayStation 6 Pros, no this, that. No, it ain't gonna catch what we're bringing. So if they're coming with that type of heat, that's why I say 1,000 plus. If they have different SKUs, I think that's smart. You definitely don't want to alienate the Series S or the X. So for the gamers who just can't afford it right now, or just kind of cool with this, and then they're doing their thing with Game Pass, and if they got a gaming PC and they're getting Game Pass through that, just make another tier of Game Pass, which they're talking about making another tier, which is just all Xbox first party titles. Hey, you're winning. Then there's the rumors about Xbox and Netflix working together to make another tier. That's a win. That's something that I can sit there and tell the wife to sit there and cancel her Netflix. And no, we get Netflix. She gets Netflix through her phone service, so that wouldn't happen. But you know what I'm saying. But like, you know, that tier, like, I mean, Netflix. I don't watch enough TV like that to care about Netflix on that end. But just in case, if let's just say that situation expires with my wife and her phone plan, right? Well, then I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, if it's $34.99 to add Netflix, I'm with it. I'll do it. I'm gonna get my Game Pass shit together. So I mean, you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna get my money's worth with the games I'm gonna be playing through Game Pass. So I'm not worried about that part. And I know that, like, on the Netflix side, like, that's going to be taken care of by the ladies. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? When they all get together and they start watching movies and have their whole movie night and day and shit, like, hey, I already know they're going to be watching tons of that. So, ain't nobody tripping about that. So that's a good look. More tiers to try to just include people in that can afford this stuff. Like, because that's the thing that's going to be the most important going forward with these new consoles and things like that is and I really don't like this word since it's been used so much, especially in politics, affordability. But I mean, that's the thing. You got to try to find affordability for all types of people. So that's where we're at. So again, Xbox to me is it's doing good. I think that the Xbox, I think that she dropped the price on the Xbox, or there's rumors that they're going to drop the price on the Xbox. That's a winning point right there. That's something that has to be done. If you're really serious about wanting to sell more Xboxes, then you need to drop the price. So I think that I knew that there was a rumor about that. I don't know if it actually happened or not. So let me know here in the chat. Jay Slayer, our PlayStation resident, he says, why would you use Xbox mode on your PC? Well, just because. I mean, like, it's just something to see, like to look and see the difference between how the game performs on my Series X compared to how it performs on my PC. I know my PC is gonna dog walk it, but if I can play the game and I can see if it's playable and it's enjoyable enough, then yeah. And that's in the beginning, it was like uh-oh, you know what I'm saying? Like so I put it on quality mode, and I knew that I was, you know, and actually now the more that you play a game at higher frames, you can feel it, but it don't bother me to that point to where it's like, it to me is where the part that bothers me is visuals. Like, I'm a visual whore. I love the game. If I can get a game to be pretty as it can be, then that's all for me. So like, even when my of like when I'm playing games on my PC, I'm going for full graphics. You know what I'm saying, if I can hit 60 plus frames per second, or like normally I can hit more than that, but if I like to max out the graphics to push as much graphics as I can, and if it's down like at 40 50 frames per second, then I'm like, okay, I got to cut some things back, and then so I can get it up past 60. But if I can find me a great medium to where I get 70 frames, and like I did with Black Myth Wukong, like I got between 70 and 80 frames, and I put that bitch on cinematic. Oh my God. Now in the beginning, that was very tough. So it was very tough to play in 4K and try to keep, because it would dip a little bit. It would drop down to like 61, maybe 59, and jump back up or whatever. But after they did a patch, and it fixed itself to where I could pay it 70, 80 frames per second and have it all maxed out. Like, yeah, that's my thing with that. But I always want to check and see where the game, I always want to see how it plays on the console first. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. And so I tried the new patch that I guess that was only exclusive on PlayStation, and it runs a hell of a lot better. And it's very much playable on the Series X. Series S, I'm not going to try to bother. I'm not going to try to bother, but and I mean, and this is a big file, and I got a whole bunch of other little games on there on Little Man too, so it ain't worth it. So yeah, but and then like I said before, I play other games like games that has that graphical look, like Tales of Arise or something like that. I'll play them on my, or like Persona and stuff like that. I'll play them on my Xbox, because graphically you can only push those games to look so good. And then especially if it's a turn-based game, if it's a hack and slash type of game like Tales of Arise and stuff like that, yeah, but that game played so well on the Series X. I played it all the way through. I didn't even dare to play it on my PC. Tales of Mana, stuff like that. Like I could play those type of games on my Towerborn. I'm playing those games on my Xbox. I'm not too worried about those games like that. But when you got graphical looking game, like strong, powerful looking graphic games, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, stuff like that, Avatar. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play them things. I'm gonna play them things on my PC. So that's what it is. Like I play my fighters and stuff and my shooters and stuff on PC. Racers, I'll play them on the consoles, like Forza. I mean, like Gran Turismo, stuff like that. Well, of course, I mean they don't have GT on PC, which is atrocious. But you know, it's fine to play those games on your console. Forza Motorsport. Nah, man, I can't go back. I can't go back. Now that I can't go back. I can play Forza 3 and I can play the first 4 Forzas on console. And I mean I can even play Forza Horizon 5 on console. Motorsport, no, I cannot. Forza Motorsport, no, I got to play that on PC, man. Like, because when you see how that game looks, there is a gap. A major gap of how good that game looks. Great as it is, man, but when you can upgrade those things, upgrade those settings to where you get those crazy reflections, it's just too beautiful on PC. So I can't wait to see how Forza 6 plays, and most likely I'll probably be playing Forza Horizon 6 on PC. So, you know, it is just what it is. It is all about the game. That's what it is. To break that down. He said, Negan, what's up, man? He said, Xbox is not console dependent. That's what a lot of people who are stuck on console warring doesn't understand. No, you're right. And that's why, to me, it's like, if PlayStation wants to play those games like that, cool. And I'm not against it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make the fan base be happy about that. But the reality of it is that you're alienating growing your brand. PlayStation is not going to jump from the PlayStation 6 is not going to jump from selling 250 million consoles. It's just not. Could it be that good to where it could try to catch the PlayStation 2? It could. I doubt it, especially with the price tag that this thing is probably going to be asking for, what it's going to be pushing. Now, again, if they do tiers, like we heard, like they were going to do like they did with the Series S and X, then I'm going to crack the hell up because people are going to support that, and then but they don't support the Series S or the X, regardless of whatever. We'll see what PlayStation does on that end. But for something that's going to be more powerful than the Pro, that thing is not going to be cheap. So, and just like you see how like with Xbox, once they raised the prices, like the sales were not good because the messaging wasn't good as well for Xbox. But once they raised the price to the Xboxes, that was it. That was all she wrote, Jack. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would have had a strong Black Friday if the prices were like they're supposed to be. So, you know, it's a weird dynamic. I don't know what the hell, you know, I get it with the tariffs and all that other stuff, but like I don't know what the mindset is of just saying, well, we'll generate more money by selling less. I don't see the win on that. I mean, I know that like, yeah, if you buy a $900 PlayStation, then yeah, yeah, you sell 10 of those. Yeah, you've done good, but yeah, no, I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Says nigga says ponies think that sold 93 million consoles meant Sony profits. Wrong. It was subsidized by Sony, so they actually made a loss on every unit. I mean, yeah, like it takes a while for these companies to sell so many. They got to sell so many consoles in order for them to get a profit. And normally, like the sale this around this time towards the latter end of these generations is when these companies start making a little bit of money back, especially PlayStation and Nintendo, because the sales of those consoles are abundant because they cost a lot less, and that's why a lot of people usually wait. Yeah, now this is uncharted territory. Hold on, let me see. I said I was going to change this game plan. Let's see. Let's go look for something else on here. That's only for a couple of minutes. Let's see something else. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I recorded so much gameplay. And like I said, I'm gonna stream here in the next couple of days. Hopefully Thunder wins tonight, and then I can get to streaming and we can get through and get real deep with me going through Crimson Desert. This game is so crazy and so big. Anyway, I'll talk more about Crimson Desert here after I talk about the Sony situation. Like I said, this is Sony's worst generation, I think, ever. And if somebody says, well, 92, that's a success. It's like what you said. Like, I mean, yeah, you keep talking these talking points, but when we're looking at what's happening right now, the game content is awful. And, you know, this is I never really put it into perspective, but Sony's way of making these the marketing of what Sony has done to make themselves look so powerful was those second party deals, those second party and third party deals. Like last gen, they had so many games locked in as an exclusive on PlayStation that are now on Xbox. It's nuts. Like, and then like for the games to like, let's just say like Stellar Blades, like a lot of these companies are starting to feel like a lot of these companies are starting to understand like now, yeah, they listen, of course they might sell more of these games on PlayStation than Xbox, but still they're making money off of this. And especially if those games be able to go to Game Pass, that's a win. If not, that's a little extra bag. But if not, these games can generate some sales, get some start an extra fan base, and then of course, if these games are going to be on PC, and then that's going to attract more people. Like the game has changed. Like I like Crimson Desert. PlayStation saw the potential into it. That's one thing you can give PlayStation. They see the potential in games a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they don't see a lot of their potential in their single player games like they did. I mean, but they see the potential in these second and third party titles, right? So that's why they try to lock them up. That's why they were trying to lock them up. They locked them up temporarily. Like we looked at Black Myth Wukong, stuff like that. They seen the greatness within those games, right? So they seen the greatness in Crimson Desert, and they said no, we want everybody to be a part of this. We want everybody to jump in and play this game. And also on top of that, like, I mean, these are Pearl Abyss is the makers of Black Desert, and Black Desert is a game that is on that's through Game Pass, and so you get like Game Pass rewards for that game and stuff like that. So again, it's like. And in Stellar Blade, the makers of Stellar Blade is like, no, we're going to make our next game is going to be multiplat. The stuff that happened with Final Fantasy, like, and then you look at the stuff with Death Stranding 2. Like, I mean, with Death Stranding, like Death Stranding 2 is definitely going to be coming to Xbox at some point. So it's a weird thing that's happened this generation where PlayStation doesn't have that leverage like they once did on holding these games back. Like, just think, for instance, of how many games that Xbox has had that Xbox would be losing out on if PlayStation had that same clout like they did during the PlayStation 4 generation. Like the fighting game Invincible Versus, that and Token would have been a PlayStation exclusive last year. Look at like Crimson Desert and Black Myth Wukong, and then there's also Ankina, Stellar Blade, Baldur's Gate 3. All those games would have been locked down if PlayStation had that same type of tenacity on locking games down like they did the generation before. They don't have that. And I mean, there's a ton of other games. Like, I mean, there's so many games that comes out that I'm looking through the store on Xbox that I'm like, holy shit, that game's here? That game's on Xbox? And I just get it because I'm just like, yo, what? Like, it's crazy to me. So this is where the situation is so different. And that took a lot of PlayStation's power, in my opinion, because they depend on that to help slow down the want for their first party titles, and people can give them a little bit more grace on when the next Spider-Man or when the next this or that or the third is going to drop. And that's what, that's normally how they've operated. It ain't working like that now. It's just not. And so people are now witnessing, and even their own PlayStation brethren's out there just like, nah, this generation ain't popping. This generation ain't popping. So, oh yeah, this is where I'm over here looking at my gameplay. I'm over here. I was trying to figure out how to try to burn the rubbish, and I'm like, it's got to do something with this. So I'll get talking about Crimson Desert, and then you'll see how excited I am about this game. But anyway, I'm over here like, what the hell am I doing? Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to burn the shit to open it so I can get into that place. And I'm like, there's got to be some kind of way, and I'm just over here trying to figure it out. Anyway, and so then I finally figured it out, but I figured it out a much easier way, like, I don't know, hours and hours. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that's all I had to do. But anyway, so, well, for people who don't know, just put the tip of the arrow on the flame, and then the thing will just automatically catch on fire, and then you ain't got to do this. And I'm like, what the hell is this? This is tripping me out. So anyway, so yeah, I think, and so hopefully when PlayStation, like, I don't know if PlayStation's I know PlayStation's gonna drop some games like here at the end of this generation, but Will they have a hot slate to drop when they have the PlayStation 6? Or will they wait? Or will they wait and just have heat just dropping in play when the PlayStation 6 drops? That's the big question. Negan says, I have so many Xbox titles on my wish list and I haven't got to GTA 6 yet. Starfield actually delivered with the DLC. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm excited for Starfield, you know what I'm saying, for jumping back on Starfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many good games that's coming out right now that I'm just kind of like, man, I don't, and especially if a game like this, when I gets a hold of me, like anybody can tell you that knows me, once I'm locked in, I'm locked in. I kind of just kind of avoid everybody. I just get into my own zone and then I'm gaming. So that's it. I'm locked in. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Xbox has really came out the gates of showing that they can get those games that PlayStation usually would lock down. And that's a major loss for PlayStation and a major win for Xbox. A lot of people don't talk about that enough. And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why PlayStation to me is down, because there's so many people that's dependent on their first party titles to drop. But if you looked at how they operate, they depend on the second and third party exclusive rights to fill in the gaps while you wait for their PlayStation first party titles to drop. And so, and then when I knew where what was getting bad was all these remasters and remakes. Because I'm like, this is the third time you're doing this, and now you're charging $10 for this. Because normally, if PlayStation, I think, had their normal slate of second, third party exclusivity, then I think that they would maybe make it free. Maybe, maybe not, but like, I knew things was kind of critical at that time, and that's why I was pointing it out and saying, "Now, man, this generation is rough for PlayStation." It just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk about console sales all you want to, but this isn't it. This isn't what PlayStation is, known for doing. So there's that point on that. Also, it's like, I seen somebody, it was Brap. He sit there and he says, now hold on, listen to this shit, right? It cracks me up when you have people that makes these that just tries to sugarcoat something, and they'll try to use these angles to try to work you to think like, oh, well, yeah, if you put it that way. Okay, let me read this. He says, for perspective only. So that's when you know right there, he's trying to save face. But anyway, okay. All right, Brad. He said, gaming has always been a luxury item. Take the launch of the Nintendo Entertainment System at $199 in 1985. That's about $607 today. The PlayStation launched at $299 in 1995, which was roughly $641 today. Now, I didn't go back and read all the comments, but he was getting cooked when I first seen he play, because this was March 27th when he posted that. Like, listen, when you gotta go to an argument like that to try to justify the pricing, that's like me coming and saying for what Xbox did for raising the prices for the Series S and X. And I'm saying, well, if you really think about it, the Series S, if you're going to go by inflation, it's right about where I deserve to be cooked. I deserve to, I might deserve to lose some subscribers, some followers. Because what I'm doing is I'm trying to sugarcoat the fact that, man, people's pockets are hurting as it is. This doesn't make any sense to hurt more pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're a multi-billionaire, you're a $1 trillion company. I get that Xbox is an entity into itself that you want to keep making money off of things. But raising prices and thinking that people are going to buy that console was asinine. And especially, it's not like the media or these bigger content creators that are more pro Sony is going to help try to deliver a statement that's going to, like, well, hold on. If you look at it, the Series S is probably the best bang for your buck, even though even though they raised the price to that, which now I have to look at that a little suspicious. But if you compare every other console that's out there, the Series S with these higher prices still give you you still have access to playing all types of games on the Series X, but on the Series S, I mean, it's justifiable to try to say that. But in reality, when you look at it and you're saying that thing is $400 and it's how old now? Like, no. And that's why you come in and you just say, no, that shit's ridiculous. There's no reason for a Series S to cost $400 plus. There's no reason for a Series X to cost $600. There's no reason for a Series X with 2 terabyte needs to cost $700 or $800. That is ludicrous. That is asinine. Like, nobody's buying that shit. I love Xbox, and I'm not paying $800 for a 2 terabyte Series X. It's crazy to think that the early adopters were the winners of this generation. Normally, it's the winners are the people that wait until all the bugs are fixed, all the the newer models of the consoles come out, and then there's also price drops. So they're winning, and then they don't have to wait for the games to get fully developed to adjust to the power of these new consoles. Like the games are already ready to go. The price is right, and all the bugs and shit that we have to go through as early adopters, they're gone for the most part. And, you know what I'm saying? And now you got a $250 Series X or $250 PlayStation 5, right? Ready to go. And then you might have a $150 Series S ready to go. Nah, son, that's not the case. And that's what's really wild. So for Brap to sit there and to say that, like to try to justify be talking about inflation, man, bro, let me explain this to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? In real terms, real life terms, not this, not this perspective only shit. Listen, bro, if the Nintendo Entertainment System was $607, gaming would be dead. Gaming would be dead. In 1995, when the PlayStation launched, and, you know what I'm saying, at $299, and if that was $641 in 1995, it'd be over. If you brought the PlayStation 2 today, and asked for $641, PlayStation 2 would be dead. Just ask what happened to the PlayStation 3. It opened the door for the Xbox to be the new darling of gaming, and shake Sony to its core. Ask Sony what they did about that. Ask Xbox about what the hell happened when they had the reins of power and had PlayStation by the nuts. Had PlayStation dangling off the building, had they feet. Like, man, I could let your ass go right now. You about to be cooked. And what they do, they put PlayStation back up, hugged them, and said, look, we're going to charge you $500. PlayStation said, oh, thank you so much. And left and then got Xbox and dangled them and tried to drop them. Thank goodness Xbox fell on a bush. Fell through some bushes before they hit the ground. Or they would have been cooked. This trying to do this inflation shit don't work, bro. When people look at their pocket, but when they grab their wallet, yes, it's a wallet of $100 bill. Anyway, you grab your wallet and you look in there and that shit bare. Well, that shit may say like, oh man, I got $5 and some lint. Or you going to the store and you're expecting the console to be $299 and you look and see it's $641. You're gonna be coming in there with your wallet and you're gonna be, huh? How much is it? Oh yeah, I came to get that PlayStation 2. How much? What? What'd you say? 641. Oh, yeah, no. You come in there and you like, yeah. I come in here and I'm coming in here and I got, I'm coming to get that PlayStation 2. Yeah, for $299. Oh, it's $641. It's what? It's how much? It's what? Oh, okay. Thank you. Ain't no, what the heck are you talking about? No justification for that shit. Ain't no justification for it. None. Drop the prices. Eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather hear the rumors that Xbox is like, man, let's just be over with this series console shit and let's just get ready for Project Helix. Not trying to say, well, inflation and you're $1 trillion company. You can eat it. You can eat it. You can eat that. I mean, PlayStation's $1 billion company. They can eat some of that. They can eat it. They said, nah. So people said, nah, I can't. I got nothing for you, man. I got gas that's over here high. It drops low, go high. It drops lower, go higher. No, I got energy's going up. This, that. Nah, man, ain't nobody doing all that. Nobody's doing all that. AI taking jobs. What are you talking about, man? Ain't nobody doing all this. 900 PlayStation Pros, man. I was thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing all the see, and that's another thing too with the PlayStation. With PlayStation, I like PlayStation ain't reading the room either. This would be the perfect time for you to sit here and promote a sale for the PlayStation Pro for have a month deal for a 2-week deal for a PlayStation Pro for $600. Knowing about the prices of PCs and all these parts, just do a 2-week, hell, a week promotion. I say 2 weeks. A 2-week to a month, because I mean, you know, everybody get paid at different times, right? Like you don't want to catch, you know, this, and see another thing too is that you're really doing some crazy sales if you try to do the sales in the beginning of the month. Because people paying their bills in the beginning of the month. You bring those sales up there, like, so if you're going to have a sale, that's why I say you do a sale for a month long, because of how people have their bills out. You can sit there and you could catch everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can catch those people that usually that may have mortgages in the middle of the month. And then you got other people that have their, like, you know, if they got rent, some other stuff, car payments, stuff like that. In the beginning of the month, you can catch somebody who had that extra little change on that second check. But you know what I'm saying? But like you have something for like a week or like I say, a week or two, you know what I'm saying? You might hurt yourself. So that's why I say a month overall, but whatever. But you do a $600 deal for a PlayStation Pro right now, knowing the prices, and then do the advertising of understanding of why of that PC sales is PC building a PC is crazy expensive. We got an alternative for you, a PlayStation Pro. They said the complete opposite. Nah, son. And then we got people that still promote it. It's still a good deal. No, the fuck, it's not. No, it's not. It's better to just go build you a PC. Build you a PC. Sebo says PSSR, despite being laggy, in your opinion, is good right now. It's good. No. It's madly improved from all the indicators that I listen to. They say it's a lot better than what it is. But listen, man, for no $900, it ain't that much better for no $900. It's just not. So yeah, and then of course, like for the PlayStation 5 itself being up, that's and then of course that handheld thing or whatever the hell that thing is. Yeah, no, it's not. Man, it's not. You're absolutely right, Sekiro King. Yep, when they voted for the corporate greed, when they voted for the orange man without thinking ahead, that's right. Yeah, Sarah said they're not eating it. No, they're not. He says AI is about to crash. Open source is killing these big tech companies. I mean, yeah, I know that I've heard a lot about. Like, I know that Microsoft backed off of the Open AI stuff. Yeah, yeah. If that crash happens, that's an opportunity to where the piece and see, and that's what I was going to get to with the whole PlayStation Pro thing of why PlayStation had an opportunity to jump on the opportunity for well, just capitalize on the situation that's going on with the PC market right now. But if that AI bubble crash, prices is going to start going back down on some of these products because they're going to have to go as much as they over here giving the middle finger to the PC builder consumers out there. They're going to have to rush back and beg for their business again. So prices are going to drop dramatically, and then what happens? You'll get another set of gamers that's going to start going to PC because if these console prices is going to be so goddamn expensive, they're going to cause more. They're going to force people to get buy or build a PC, especially if this crash happens. Now, if it doesn't, the consoles will still. If you really want a console, then the console is still going to be probably more lucrative. It's according to what the pricing is going to be. But if you know what I'm saying, like I said, if you are willing to pay for, $8 to $1,000 plus for a console, which I said I'll do that for the Xbox, I'm not doing that for anything else. Then, you know what I'm saying? And so again, with a pro PlayStation gamer, they'll do it for a PlayStation, the diehards will, but they're not going to do it for anything else. So that's why, like what Xbox is trying to do is alleviate the middleman by just saying, look, we got a console for the console people, but we got the PC stuff for the PC because, hey, we do a little bit of both. So PlayStation is still trying to hold on to the old ideology, and I don't see it working for them overall. I just don't. The game looked like it was majorly in PlayStation's favor. It's not. It looked like, you know what I'm saying? It looked like it was like, I think especially if the direction of what Xbox is trying to do and where they're trying to go, if it worked, I mean, it looks like Xbox can get back in a really good positive position. But it's all about what the messaging is, what they're going to do. And so far, so good. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Anyway, all right, let me talk about Crimson Desert. But that shit that Brad posted, that had me cracking up, man. I said, brother, stop it. That's nuts. Hold on, I do got to read a couple of comments because, like I said, oh, I see. Okay, so Paris said gaming is not a luxury item. A ridiculous statement, even for you. You gotta start pretending to be the smartest person in the room and defending price increases with a lame inflation argument. With historically prices go down during the life cycle of console gen. Cooked. I mean, that was just the first. He says this feeling like damage control, sir. Cooked. That boy, Glorious Kev. Okay, don't tell me that Porter Rock even cooked his PlayStation brethren. But let me see. He says, but consoles went down in price over time. The PlayStation 2 dropped to $150 in 2004, that would be $259 today. But keep in mind, inflation went through the roof during the COVID. And the $150 PlayStation 2 would be $203 in 2019. That is not a luxury by any means. God damn, you even get cooked by your own PlayStation brethren. God damn, that's hot sauce right there. Let's see. He says you only lean on the framing when PSX prices go up, but not when Xbox prices went up. Strange. Oh my goodness. He says somebody else is Lord Jamal. He said He says this just comes off as trying to defend Sony and brush the controversy under the rug like it's not a big deal when you do not do the same for Xbox. You're just beating the allegations at this point. I don't know why you even made this tweet. Well, we know why. It was basically because he was over there doing backflips and trying to, you know, save some kind of I don't know, just try to save Sony from not getting cooked, and that to me is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just stupid. Like nobody likes these price hikes, and it's stupid to even, I mean, to bring up inflation. Like, listen, So he says, and that was offset in 2023, right? He said inflation during COVID didn't raise prices. It didn't. He said in 2010 the economic crash was still on, yet consoles dropped in price. Absolutely right. See that right there, that's the win. That's right there. Yeah, like there was consoles were still dropping in price, Jack. So, I mean, listen, it is exactly what it was about. It's about the greed from these corporations. They really thought that it was basically behind that they thought that they could just do whatever they wanted to do. There's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of case studies about a lot of what these corporations are trying to do under this administration, because there was just so, and like, again, this is where I sit there, and for the people that hate Lena Khan, the FCC would have been all over this under her leadership. Not saying, and I still do not support what she did going after Microsoft and then not doing the same for Nintendo or PlayStation. I thought that they wanted to get that major win over a company, and that was a stupid thing. Like, she did a whole bunch of other good stuff for consumers out there, like beating Amazon and all this and that. But if we had her leadership now, this type of shit wouldn't be flying. But we don't, and so that's why people looking at everything crazy. So I mean, it's just the reality of it. I know that some people may not like it, saying when you got to get into the politics, but the politics is a part of what's going on. So it's in our everyday lives. You may not care about politics, but politics definitely care about you, because you got to deal with it every fucking day. When you get up in the morning, when you got to go to work, that's politics. Because there's politics involved. When you got to go get gas in the morning, that was because of politics. If you see that, he's like, damn, why shit high? When you see these the concert tickets, movie tickets, you know what I'm saying? You go into the store to buy groceries, all this other good politics is involved, man. It's just the reality of it. Yeah. And if more people paid attention to it instead of sitting on their ass and just complaining, then we could start getting elected, some real elected officials that want to fix shit. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about Crimson Desert. All right. So, and this is to me all about the open world game thing, right? Okay, so, and this is, you guys know I love open world games. I can't get enough of them. And because my whole big point behind it is, oh well, no, you're right, Sekiro, but I'm just saying overall, like, I understand, like he says, none of these price hikes happened under a different administration. No tariffs, no wars, just investments. Now, we had wars and we did, but we never had, we didn't have no tariffs and shit like that. Like, we had tariffs, but nothing like this. Like, I don't know, man. It's bizarre. But I've talked about, like, I feel like I get my money's worth when I play these open world games. I love them. Like, I go in and I'm like, man, there's just these worlds and things that you could do in these worlds and stuff like that. And yes, they are time sucks. And I understand that the people used to bring up that word bloat and stuff. Like, I get all that. I get it. Yeah, there is. There is that bloat stuff and things like that. But the one thing about it is that for me, yeah, you can jump in and fight the same kind of character a million goddamn times, which is wild. But you also get all different types of experiences because if there's hidden gems all over the place. You do get to see other type of enemies, other type of like hidden items, all different, and then just all different types of biomes, beautiful landscapes, everything. Like, it's just so much stuff within open world games that I enjoy, right? What makes Crimson Desert so weird and different than a lot, because it takes from so many other games. It takes from, and it takes from its own, like Black Desert. It takes so much from other stuff, from Red Dead Redemption, from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, from from Grand Theft Auto, from just like any type of Witcher 3, any type of popular game like this. It's just crazy. Like it takes it, but then it takes it to a whole nother level. Like I'm at one point I'm over here sitting here like, okay, the game doesn't hold your hand. So now I will commend a Soul game for this, right? I will commend Elden Ring, because at first when I started playing this, I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing? And so I'm reading stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to start streaming, but then I'm like lost. And I'm like, I don't want to sit here and look like a fool. Like what am I missing here? Like, I'm like, hold on. And so I'm reading, I'll go in there and read the notes in the game, the controls, because there's certain things. I'm like, what is happening? And then you find out like, oh, you got to figure this out. Oh, you got to figure this out. So if you read these certain things, you go through and you start figuring things out. So then I started to stream it because I started figuring a couple of things. Then you get lost again. And then you might find yourself going into the place called the Abyss, where it's way up in the fucking sky. And then it turns into like a platformer, puzzle, torture chamber. And then you're trying to figure that stuff out and go through that. And then you don't know what kind of, if you got the right powers. So you got to go back down on to the regular part of the game and fight stuff, create stuff. And then it opens up like this whole, I forget what the kind of like a simulation type of game, to where you when you get enough of the gray man's back, then you can start building stuff, start farming, start doing like, and it turns, like I said, it turns into a simulation. Then like there's then the more stuff that you conquer, like, you know, different like forts, or the more missions that you do, then you get these special things to enhance your character. But then you get extra character, you get one extra character, and then you get another extra character the further that you get. So you get 3 different characters. Then you can take them and piece them in different places and do other stuff with them. But I haven't really played with them yet. I'm trying to build up. So this is one thing that I would recommend, because I think this is what's going to happen. I think when you build up the main guy, then your other 2 characters is going to benefit off of every power that you have. I don't think that you completely build them up like that. I don't think, because I did play with the female for a hot minute, but then I was like, I still got all, so because I was thinking that I was going to get another set of stock, like different item, like storage. Like I would have, her storage would be open. No, everything that you have gained, that you've gotten in your storage, that female character, and then there's another character that you get later on down in the game, that all that stuff, y'all both keep the same things. And so when you build up your main character, your other characters are built up too. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to build up old dude. And then also with the story, it's best to just try to go through the story with just him until, I guess, maybe with, you know, because I haven't beat the game yet, until I guess it's time to mess with the other 2 characters. I don't know yet. I'll start figuring that out, but I don't know. My recommendation is just to go through the game with the main character. But with all that being said, it has so much stuff within this game that you have to investigate. There's hidden walls everywhere, like to try to look and see if you could sneak through a waterfall with your secret ability to to use your powers to go through this to go through the waterfall and see if there's a hidden cave in there to where there's certain treasure. To learn how to ability, because there's places that you could think you can get to, but you can't because of your stamina. So you got to build up your stamina enough to see if you could fly there, or if you could swim there, or you can go, because you can swim, but you can't like swim underwater like that. Oh my God, thank God, because like this game would be even more crazy, because if you could swim and go underwater and go into different areas and stuff like that, that would be nuts. and I don't know, like I don't know if I think that they said that they might add some DLC to this game, so I'm sure that might be a different there might be a layer that they might add to the game, which will be nuts. Um, but the game doesn't hold your hand. The game requires you to learn, and that's fine. Like I said, Elden Ring kind of helped. I mean, there's been other games like that, but Elden Ring kind of took it to a whole nother level for me because I'm like, holy shit, this is nuts. What, So with this, it's the same thing, but even to me, even more insane. So I don't know. I really do love this game though. I think it's great. He said I should. Hence why it's continuing. She ain't going after Rudo blowing. You talking politics. He said I should be getting my 25 gigs for my 25 G's for okay. Yeah, I'll talk about all types of stuff. Okay. Anyway. So my thing though is like what I said is combat. Like the combat is insane. Like that's like Black Desert, which is really cool. I love it. But there's even so like and it's almost built like a fighter in the way that they do stuff within the game. Like that part is really dope. So I don't know. Like it just Crimson Desert to me right now is my game of the year. Right now. Like I mean, there's tons of games that's going to be coming out. So I can't tell you if this is going to be the bona fide winner, but this I mean not winner, but winner for me, I should say. I unfortunately probably think that this game won't even be nominated, sadly. I don't know why it wouldn't. Because this game is so vast. It's got so many cool elements to it. It is what these are the games that give you the best Easter eggs. This game is crazy deep with Easter eggs. And so I've seen somebody posting that you can, if you're paying attention to the animals and stuff into the game, like there's like porcupines that walks around. You go in a certain area, porcupines that has gold apples on its back. And so you got to kill the porcupines to get the gold apples, or maybe just try to maybe take the gold apples off the backs of the porcupines. Like what? Like, I mean, I haven't even seen and I've got a huge chunk of the landscape done, but there's still so much more to look. And then just the landscapes that I got open, I haven't been to every piece of that terrain because, once you ring bells and you see these little children that can open up and open up an area for you and stuff like that. But there's still places that's like, I mean, there was one place I looked and there was this wall looked kind of off at this church. I just happened to hit it and it opened. And I said, what the hell? Like stuff like that, it's constant. So like it is really nuts. I really do enjoy this game. And the game can get very, very difficult, especially when you fighting bosses or if you're going against a bunch of enemies and stuff like that. Like it gets nuts. And so like, I mean, I don't know. I love the game. I really do. I think it's a great game. This is why I love open world games. This game is like I said, I don't know how many hours I got into it right now. I don't know. I guess I can look. Let's see if Xbox will tell me. I know it's got to be around 70, 80 hours right now. For sure. I know that part. Yeah, it's taking a little minute to load up. But has to be. Has to be around 70, 80 hours. Okay, it's finally popping up for me. Let's see. Oh, there's an update. Okay, I got you. It tells me, it don't tell me by hours. It tells me I played 6.7 days. And only got 10, 10, which I don't care about the achievements, but only got 10 only got 2 out of the 34 achievements, which like I said, I don't care about achievements, so like that. Like my gaming, what I'm saying, me beating the game, getting it done is what matters to me more than anything. But yeah, it says 6.7 days. So that tells you about this. So I think so, yeah. I'm deep in. I'm deep in. So anyway. I'm deep in. You said I'm surprised Nintendo didn't make a third Breath of the Wild game, but this game's going below the time going is going below this time. Yeah, you know what? And that's too. That's another game like Breath of the Wild. It has Breath of the Wild. Like, yeah, that's exactly what that's what that reminds me of. The Abyss. Like, okay, so the Abyss is kind of like when you're on top of those buildings on Breath of the Wild, and you come off of those big ass things in the air and come down. Like in Zelda, it's the same thing. Like this game takes away from a lot of the great like, big open world games, and it's just dope, man. It's so dope. I love it. So again, like I said, I got this much time into this game, and I've breaking the surface, but there's so much more to do. So like, even though I know that I said I was gonna go through this game, I am going through this game like a fine tooth comb, but I was gonna do this with you like all the time. We will be streaming it again here tomorrow for sure. I am going to get into some fighters, but I'm really excited about Versus. I know Versus, the open beta is tomorrow, so we'll definitely be getting into that. I am gonna show the Giga Blast and stuff like that, the Final Ascension and stuff like that. So I will get to go into the fighters and stuff, but I need to break down this game to the so I got to beat this game, because if not, I'm not gonna stop playing it until I do. So that's just how locked in I am. So anyway, but I think it's a great game. I think it's a really great game. Let's see. Anything else? I don't think that's. I think that's about it. I'll be making some more talking game content. Probably we'll probably see if I'll do some Friday, because I'm definitely going to be doing some we're going to do some streaming. We'll do some streaming Friday for sure. So yeah, like I said, if the Thunder take care of business, we might get some streaming done tomorrow and Friday. And I might try to see if I ain't got nothing going on Saturday, I might throw in like an early day. I might do something during the day. Yeah, I think I might do that. I might do 3 days in a row on y'all's ass, and then of course try to get back into the. Yeah, by that time it's going to be the Thunder ain't going to be playing any. I think the Thunder will play Sunday. I don't know, but that game ain't going to matter if they take care of business tonight. So, and then I can go ahead and we can finally get back to doing Fight Night Sunday. So. Yeah, we'll get ready to do all that. All right. I did enough yapping for now. I really do appreciate y'all guys coming through. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel, man, go ahead and hit that follow button. Like I said, man, I want to try to do as much content as I possibly can, but sometimes I get caught up into, if I'm gaming on something, or if I get busy with doing other stuff, and then I just say, damn, I want to do some content, but then I don't. Just know that I'm not gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks without doing no content. I'm gonna do content, but but yeah, we'll sit there and do that. But yeah, man, go ahead and follow the channel. It's free, and man, yeah, support. Again, share this out. Let me hear your comments for the people who listen to this later. But for the people, you guys who's been here, thank you so much coming through here. He says, you can catch this work in Fatal Fury, brother. We can do that. I know. I was going to do Street Fighter. I did play a little bit of Street Fighter. I played Alex. I beat his story, and that was wild. And I seen that a lot of people was jumping because he was like with his cousin or something like that. And I thought, because I was drinking, so I was sipping on something. So I thought, I was like, man, am I drunk? What is that? Is this his cousin? Yeah. But anyway, and so then I seen that it was all. Like his storyline was basically like she was pregnant with his baby. Like, what the hell? And so other people, so they said that. So I seen that Capcom said that they were going to change the update. I was like, hey man, that's a complex story. You just might as well keep it, like, cause that's wild. I was like, yo, that's real wild, but it is what it is. But man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for coming through. I will see you guys here. It's a late game. I would try to stream tonight, but man, it's a late game, and I gotta see if my Thunder can go ahead and take care of these, dispatch these Clippers, so we can go ahead and solidify the number 1 seed for the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, and try to make it back to get this part 2. Yes, get back, because these playoffs they're gonna be woof. man, they're gonna be fun. So you know what I'm saying. This the sports head in me can you know I love my sports too, man. So anyway, I do appreciate it. I will see you guys here tomorrow for sure. He said Alex is from Alabama. Y'all wild. All right, guys. Peace. Have a blessed one, man. We'll see you guys later.